Hey everybody, welcome to A Culinary Journey. I'm Luca and I'm going to take you on a little journey for a dinner for two. Yeah, we're going to do Caesar salad. We're going to take that and do something a little bit different with that. Lee got all excited because I said Caesar salad, but we're going to do a Caesar salad from scratch. And we're not going to put the cheese on the salad. We're going to put the salad in the cheese. I'll tell you all about that when we start doing that. That's first. Second, we're going to make chicken Scarpiello, one of my favorite dishes, a great summertime dish that brings chicken, sausage, peppers, spice, potatoes, everything you can think of in a dish together with lemon and rosemary, out of this world. And then finally, Fruita di Bosco, or fruit of the forest. Basically what fruit of the forest is where we take fresh berries, put chambord, which is a liqueur, onto the berries. Then we take that, put it in a puff pastry, put some whipped cream with it, and you have the greatest dish possible. So you have some great items coming up on this culinary journey, so don't go away. Your culinary journey starts now. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. Caesar salad, chicken Scarpiello, and Fruita di Bosco. All of them have in some way been touched by an Italian, and today it'll be touched by me. So it's great. Caesar salad, so many renditions, but we're going to do one that's really quick to do at home. You've seen this done tableside probably some places or heard about it. But ours is going to be a really quick dish that we're going to do using blender, some roasted garlic, anchovies, and the ingredients we need for a Caesar salad. But first, what we're going to do is what we have here is basically a mat that you can use to, whether you're baking or doing whatever, in the oven. This mat allows you to not have to spray down a pan, and it's a French mat that we're putting the cheese on. Now what I'm going to make is cheese cups, right? I'm going to make these cups out of melted Parmigiano cheese. So we have to put a good amount of cheese on them. I have the oven till about 350 degrees. We're going to spread it out because we're going to make a cup out of this. You'll see in a second. Right? You don't want to leave from this one because once you find out what we do here, it's really cool. Let's get that in the oven, right on the rack. Going to need about 5 or 6 minutes on this. We're going to keep it in mind the whole time because we don't want the cheese to burn. We just want the cheese to melt. All right, so in here, with just a touch of oil, I have roasted garlic and anchovies. We'll season that just a little bit, and we'll get that started. Chop it up nice. Make sure we get it off the sides, because we don't want to have big pieces of anchovy on it. Now, the majority of people that like Caesar salad probably say to you, well, I don't want it with anchovies. Half the time it's in there, you don't even know about it. Let's get a little oil in there too, just get the sides going. All right, so we got that going. Perfect. While we're doing that, we're also going to get our shrimp ready. So this is how we start our Caesar salad. Now, if you were one of those traditional old-time French guys that used to make Caesar salad tableside, or even at Italian restaurants, what they used to do is, in a wood bowl, mash together the anchovy and the garlic before they put everything else in. But we've taken that step out of the equation and mashed it right here. What we're going to add to that, so a little mash, is our egg. We have some egg yolks here. Now, if you're concerned about egg yolks, you can actually buy pasteurized egg yolks. They're pasteurized already, and you don't have to worry about them. So that way, when you make the Caesar salad, you don't have to worry about raw eggs. If you're getting farm fresh eggs and you're not worried about it, don't worry about a thing. You'll be fine. And then to make our dressing, we're just going to pour our oil a little bit at a time into there. Now, one of the things I like to add into this at a certain point in time, You get it down on a, there we go. As we get our dressing, our oil in, because I'm going to make a lot of dressing. I'm going to use it later. And this is what's called an emulsification. Basically, we're emulsifying the oil and the fat together, and we're getting all these flavors in there. So right now, what are our flavors? We have the egg yolk, we have the oil, we have the anchovies. We're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper, a little bit of lemon juice, a little more acidic there, and then a touch of Dijon mustard. And it's going to help it stay together too. The Dijon mustard really helps it together. Some traditionalists have their own way of doing that, but just a little bit of Dijon, get it all together. Look at that beautiful dressing. So Caesar dressing should be a little bit yellow. Shouldn't be, you know, some people think of it as a white dressing. It should be a little bit yellow with pieces of anchovies in there. Can't go wrong. Okay? Everybody good on that? Now you know how to make your own Caesar dressing at home? Beautiful. That's the first step of our process. Let's get to the next step. We're going to take a look at our cups here. I'm going to go down. Let's see. I'll be right back. Oh, still got a little bit more to go. Don't go away with that one. All right, let's get our shrimp and our, let's move this over here. I'm probably right in the line of sight. There you go. Let's get our romaine lettuce ready. Now, the key to romaine, every time you use a knife on it, you're going to actually bruise it. What you want to do is just rip apart what you need. So we cleaned it ahead of time. Basically, I'll take the top off. I love the hearts of the romaine. It's nice and crunchy. I'm just going to rip what I'm going to be using into our dressing. And we're also going to saute some shrimp to put on top of it. The next dish we do, the chicken Scarpiello. Really yummy because it puts all these Italian ingredients together. And again, it brings in lemon. Oh, the lemon, that's incredible with the rosemary and the chicken and the hot spicy sausage and the hot spicy peppers. You'll absolutely love those. So do a couple more here. Again, I'm a big fan of this really, the hearts of the romaine because they're really nice and crunchy and they hold up well in the dressing. And by ripping it, we're not going to bruise the lettuce. We're just going to break it apart and it won't turn brown on us. So let's move that over here. Let's get our shrimp cooking. Get a nice amount of shrimp because we're going to have a couple of those. Now the idea, you can't let this go too far. You need to keep an eye on this cheese. So we'll go back down and check it out. We got probably one more minute on that. There you go. Almost there. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a quick break, but when I come back from that break, the shrimp is going to be cooked up. We're going to toss our Caesar, and we're going to get the cheese right out of the oven, which will be moments away. So don't go away. I'll get everything organized. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back. Hey, you caught me going back into the oven again. Hey, listen, I got a couple of things to show you. These are really cool. All right, welcome back to a culinary journey. We're doing the shrimp Caesar salad, right? We're putting the Caesar bowls or the cheese or the salad into the cheese bowls. And so what we're doing right over here is we're going to take the cheese that we had and form them around the bowl. Put another bowl on top. Let's let that sit for a second. Let's get the other piece going. Now the natural fats and oils of the cheese as it melts allow it to stick together. Then if you form it correctly, you'll form a nice bowl while it cools. Now the trick to this is as much speed as anything else and being very, very delicate. You want to make sure they form into the bowls you're looking for. Right? Sounds cool? Look at that. Here's our first one. I did a couple, and as they cool off, they harden into these beautiful little bowls. Look how nice that looks. And they just need to cool off a little bit as they cook down. So that's our first step for that in our Caesar salad. Next, we're going to take a pair of tongs and mix up our salad. Hey, Piner, since you're off stage, can you get me some, oh no, I got some extra Parmigiano right here. I thought I used it all. Don't even need croutons for this. You got it's really nice and crunchy and crispy to go with right there. What I like to do is also at the last minute on my Caesars is just squirt a little bit of lemon juice, just to give it a little natural tartness. We'll put a little more cheese in case you didn't think you had enough cheese in your Caesar salad. Now watch this. So you have a little brunch at home today or anytime, right? And you wanted something quick, you can make these crisps up ahead of time and they'll think you spent days on this or hours or whatever. And you can use any type of Caesar salad you want, but this is the first part of our dinner party is little Caesar cups with Parmigiano cheese. Serve these on a plate, you can't go wrong. Also makes a great lunch. And then we take, for the piece de resistance, our seared shrimp over the top. Doesn't that look beautiful? Super easy, quick to do, and our first course of the evening. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take another quick break because I want to reset up for our next course, which is our chicken Scarpiello. And you do not want to miss that one. Here you go, Lee gets an extra one. There you go. You don't want to miss that one because that brings all these great flavors together. Absolutely beautiful. Ta-da! That's one of the best things I think I've done in a long time. There you go, chicken Caesar shrimp Caesar salad in its own little Parmigiano cup. Don't go away. We'll be back in a culinary minute. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. Here we are, we're making chicken Scarpiello, one of my favorite dishes, where we're taking chicken thighs, sausage, peppers, potatoes. Man, you name it, it's going to be in there. So first thing I want to do is with the chicken thighs, I'm going to keep the skin on. And actually there's a little bone in there too because we're going to braise these down. So we're going to season them really well, get them in the pan. It's been already started heating up. We'll put 2 in this for this dish. But these will cook down immensely. They're going to be absolutely gorgeous when they finish cooking down. The fat in there is going to come out. The moisture is going to come out of the chicken because we salted them. And then what we're going to do to that too is we're going to add a little bit of sausage to that. Now early on in the cooking process, because I have raw sausage, what I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm going to season them, right? I'm going to punch them a little bit, which is with the knife, where I'm going to make sure all the fat comes out. We're going to cook it in its own fat, just like the chicken skin, and we're going to get that in there also. So those are our main ingredients going on right there. What we need to get ready are the other ingredients we're going to use for this braising. And it's cool. It's going to be a real braising because we're going to put a bunch of white wine in there, and we're just going to let that all cook down and smolder and get absolutely beautiful. But while it's cooking like that too, I'm going to put some whole rosemary in, right? And then I'll start getting my ingredients together. So we need some green peppers. You could use any color pepper you want. If you like tricolor peppers, that's great too. It really doesn't matter, but peppers are important. And how you cut them really doesn't matter either. I like to do them julienne. It's again, we'll do different sizes, different textures, kind of bring it all together. So we'll just kind of julienne them down. And julienne just basically means that is long strips, something like that. And we'll get those down going. All right. We need a little bit of lemon, so we'll hold that off to the side. Of course, my favorite thing in the world, shallots, right? These are all going to go in basically at the same time. It's a braised dish. That means so we're going to first cook it. As we cook it down now, it's in just the heat and oil. And then we're going to add liquid to this, and it'll be mostly white wine. There'll be some great flavors there. I've cheated a little with my potato for this dish because it wouldn't cook fast enough. So what I did is pre-blanch these, and that's just boiling them in some hot water. And then we're going to cut down some of that. Another one of my ingredients. So what do you think about those Caesar shrimps, huh? Got them right over here. They're ready to go. As the cheese gets cooler, one of the things that happens, it hardens and it becomes such a hard cup that you could actually carry it and walk around with it as your dish. So it's like a little taco bowl but made out of cheese. So let's take a look at our stuff here as it's cooking. We're getting some, we can get this a little more because we really got to let this cook down. And the rosemary is already getting some nice flavor in there. If you have a piece of lemon, or if you have, let's see, I thought I had another piece of lemon. If you have a lemon like the one we used for the shrimp, and you want to get some lemon into there already, we could take this out, but we could take this whole lemon and get it in. It's going to add a little bit of acidity from the lemon, A little bit of bitterness from the rind, but that's okay. We're going to take that away with all the other ingredients. The spice will kind of take that away. So let's just put that in there. And then finally some pepperoncini, Italian hot spicy peppers. I roast them down before I put them in. You could do them in as they're raw. They usually come marinated. Great way to get them. Or come pickled, actually, not marinated. So let's put a little bit of spice. So we have our basic ingredients, right? We have our chicken there cooking away. We have our sausage. There we go. That chicken is looking great. And we have our chicken. We have our sausage. Now we're going to add everything else to this. Now at this point, I'm going to cut up the sausage. Well, no, we're going to leave it and braise it the whole way. I don't know, you really can't smell it, but the rosemary, as it's falling into it, it just has such great flavor that once we put all the other ingredients in there, it's just going to add to that. There you go. Again, this is a braise. This is stew-like in a lot of ways. So we're going to add all these ingredients, then a good amount of white wine. All right, let that cook on down. And then a little more salt and pepper. Let's squeeze some lemon juice on here. And our goal now is to just let this cook. We're going to let it cook till it gets down really nice and all the way done. So let's put our cover on it, turn it down a low medium. About 15-20 minutes, this is going to cook down to a beautiful braised dish. Now, while it's cooking down, we are going to prepare our dessert. And while this is finishing, we're going to get to our dessert and make it gorgeous. The Fruita di Bosco is the dessert. We have our appetizers ready for tonight. Our chicken's going to be ready in no time. And when we come back, we'll put it all together, starting with our dessert first, and have it all ready to lay out. So when they come over for dinner, you'll be ready for them. So don't go away. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. I'm Luca Paris, and we're going to continue on our journey, and we're going to be starting our dessert. I have some puff pastries right here. Remember those little mats I used for the Parmigiano boats that we made, right? The little bowls. Well, we're going to use that now for our puff pastry to go with our dessert. So our dessert's going to be really easy. What I'm pretty much trying to do is put together a nice meal. If I wanted to have some folks over, start it off with our shrimp, and then we're going to go to our braised Scarpiello, chicken Scarpiello, which has potatoes and peppers, a little bit of spice, white wine, lemon, and rosemary, all braising together. I don't know if you get a chance to look at this, but all kind of braising together right in there. We're going to turn that down to a simmer, so we'll just get all those sauces together. We'll create a nice sauce out of that at the end. And then we're going to finish it off with this Fruita di Bosco, or this fresh fruit. This fresh fruit right here. Let's make sure that doesn't go off. And we'll get these in the oven. These are going to be our puff pastry. They're going to puff really nicely. We're going to use them to put the fruit in. I'll show you all about that in a minute as we get our whipped cream ready. Now, a lot of these items you can do ahead of time. You don't have to worry about getting this all done the last minute. We could have made our cups ahead of time. Then we make our shrimp. We could even cook. You could serve them hot or cold. And you can make your dressing. And all you do is have to toss the dressing right there. This braise right here, we could even do it a day ahead. Pull it out, warm it up if we wanted to. And then the whipped cream and the toppings for the berries we could do ahead of time too. So what I'm going to do for the whipped cream, we have some old vanilla pods that we use for creme brulee, which I'm sure you all have just lying around the house, right? It's just that's you could either use vanilla pods or you could use vanilla extract for your whipped cream. And we just take whatever little bit extra that's in there with a big knife, and that's the inside of the vanilla pods is where you get all the vanilla. This is the vanilla bean or pod. Inside, all this pretty much this brown looking stuff, that's what you need. Here we have a little bit of sugar, and we're going to put that in our whipped cream. And then, of course, the heavy whipping cream, and that makes it nice and easy. So pretty much that's all we have to do for our whipping cream, and this will whip up nicely and quickly. You could do it in a blender, in a Roboku. You could do it by hand. You could do it with a mixer. Pretty much whatever you have. Luckily, I have that. All right, so we're going to hit this up a little bit. We'll get this started. Let's whip this together. And since it has a whip attachment on it, it says whip. Since I'm making whipped cream, I'm pressing whip. We'll see how that goes. Boy, that was fast. Let's see what's going on in there, because that looked like that happened very quickly. Oh, almost there. We just got to get it moving a little bit more. There we go. Don't want to go. All right, so while we're doing our whipped cream, what we're going to do, all right, so we're getting that started. While we're doing our whipped cream, what we're going to do next is get all our dessert together. So here we go. We come over here, we get our dessert, and it's really easy to do because basically Fruita di Bosco means fruit of the forest. Let me just take that out of the way. Where we take fresh berries, any type of fresh berries at the forest. You just kind of wash them up and then cut them up in pieces. Now the thing you got to know with berries, especially if you're using strawberries, you definitely want to wash whole and then cut them down because you don't want to have to wash it too many times on the inside. But you do not ever wash your blueberries or raspberries until you need to use them, okay? And you just give them a quick rinse and dry them off quickly because they start breaking down as soon as you do that. All right, so let's get that bowl going. So I put those all together. Now, this is what we're going to do. Get our fresh raspberries in there. We get our fresh blueberries in there. Look at the way that looks, everybody. That's just absolutely incredible. Let's make sure our pastries are puffing. That's going to be a second puffing up. We do our chambord. This is a black raspberry liqueur. It's absolutely yummy. And we allow that to macerate. Now, you don't have to do sugar on this. There's enough sugar, or sugar in your alcohol, of course. It's where that breaks down to. But that maceration of the chambord just really gets into the strawberries, the blueberries, and the raspberries. And we're going to let that sit for a little bit. So we have that. We have our braise going on right here. We're making up amazing puff pastry, and we're finishing off whipped cream. When we come back, everything comes together on a plate at the same time. Goes with our shrimp, and we're going to have a great time. So do not go away, because we'll be back in just a minute. Hey everybody, welcome back. Just finishing up everything right here. We have our 3 dishes that we want to put together. That's not the oven. That's the oven. We have our 3 dishes that we want to put together. I'm just finishing toasting up my puff pastry. First, I want to get that chicken Scarpiello that we're going to be serving with a little bit of sausage, right? And the potatoes and everything. Look at that. It comes down. Now, the starch from the potatoes helps create this gorgeous sauce for this. And since I don't have my spoon with me, I'm going to use this. Again, the budget of the show is pretty incredible what we get. So you get all these great flavors you put. Now, what we have in here is, remember, we had the rosemary, the potatoes. We have the white wine. I actually added a little chicken stock, the peppers, the spiciness. Some great, great flavors in here. Can't go wrong. There we go. I'll put some more peppers on top of that. Actually, the rosemary just broke off of the rosemary part. We'll take that leaf out right there. That's it. Beautiful. So that was our Scarpiello to go right after our Caesar salad. And now for dessert. Let's see if we can get this to work. This is exciting. Let's pop out a couple of these puff pastries. There's one. There's 2. Let's stick to 3. And then what we're going to do for the puff pastry is just going to cut a little hole on top. Because that's where we want. Now they get a lot of air in them. And this is where we want to put our dessert. It's right in the center of these. Now, granted, you might want to let these cool off a little bit. I want to get them in here as soon as possible. So we're going to take a spoon. Remember that little chambord mixture we made up? Right inside this little puff pastry? Look how beautiful that's going to be. So, we have all our ingredients together. Oh, let some of them fall out. It makes it look kind of rustic and pretty. And we have all that chambord. We got that, this is definitely. And then we do our whipped cream. Now, whipped cream is not this really thick, whippy stuff. It's almost like a whipped cream. It kind of just goes over the top of the All right. How nice does that look? All right, so those are all our ingredients, guys. Or for a perfect evening, a little dinner party if you want to do. And we have vanilla, we have sugar, and you don't do too much. You don't want too much cream. You want to let the berries do it by themselves. And voila, 3-course meal ready to go. We could have our friends over. Can't go wrong. And I hope you enjoyed yourselves because I had a great time doing it. Shrimp in our cup, chicken Scarpiello, and Fruita di Bosco. Can't go wrong. I'll see you all next time on A Culinary Journey.